Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to another vlog. I have a busy day at home today. I've been calling them my AV guys, but they do a lot more than audiovisual because they also take care of like the access points, our security cameras, our security system, like all that kind of stuff. So anyway, they're coming because I've been having this ongoing issue with my internet. It just is super, super slow. It had gotten more slow and more slow and more unreliable, where, I have that dual band, so my 5G would fall out. It just kind of crazy stuff. So anyway, I called our actual internet provider. They were like, oh, you have an outdated router. So they kind of upgraded all of our systems. They came out and actually checked like our demarc, where like all the wires come into the house, everything was fine. So they just changed out the equipment. And for a day, it seemed so much better. And now it's just kind of crap again. So I have 3 access points all over the house, and I think those are a little outdated. So anyway, that's what our AV guys are coming today to do, is just swap out our access points for newer models. And I'm hoping that does the trick, because like for me to upload, I would say like a 20-minute video, it takes an hour. And when I was living in my rental unit, it would take 20 to 40 minutes on like a really bad day. And so, yeah, I'm really, really annoyed. And so they're coming today, and hopefully that will fix the problem. And I'm also getting the delivery of my living room furniture. So a gazillion months ago, I was kind of debating like what fabric to get for a couch and 2 chairs that I had purchased from Restoration Hardware. You guys were kind of privy to me kind of going through all the different swatches. Anyway, I decided on one, obviously, because it's getting delivered today. The estimated delivery date was like the end of July, so they're more than a month early. And so I had that existing living room furniture that I had purchased from IKEA to kind of stage and play around with like layout or whatever. And I just, I meant to get on selling it all. And yeah, was totally kind of blindsided by this early delivery. It's exciting, but I was like, what, already? So we had to move that furniture around. So our house looks kind of a mess, but we had to move it around to make room for the new furniture. So that's coming today, and you guys will be able to see which fabric I ended up picking. But because those things are kind of going on today, I don't know how much actual like filming I'll get to do. So I'm thinking about doing a short, maybe, or maybe just kind of doing some computer work that is overdue. So maybe I'll do that. I don't really know, but Zetta's coming, so she'll be here soon. She's actually helping me put a bunch of my makeup up on Mercari to sell, because I have so much makeup, and if the makeup is lightly used at all, I can't donate it, and I just have not had the bandwidth to take pictures of it and post it and, just deal with selling stuff on Mercari or Poshmark or whatever. With Zetta's help, I'm going to be able to do that. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you more details on that, and give you a link to my shops page or whatever, because, I have a ton of makeup, and really so much of it is so lightly used, either just swatched or used just a handful of times, and I can't sell things that were sent to me in PR. So these are all things that I purchased with my own money. And so, yeah, so we're doing that, and maybe we'll work on that today. But we are also working on trying to sell this furniture that I have. So a lot of really random things going on in the house. But it's also been raining here all day, all night and all day. So it kind of woke me up in the middle of the night last night. I heard the rain coming down. I was like, oh, wow. There was a little bit of thunder, and then I fell back asleep. When I woke up, it was still raining. And I was like, holy smokes, that's very unusual for Las Vegas. It usually is like a burst of very heavy rain, but for, 5-10 minutes at most. So this kind of like long going, kind of consistent rain is I was gonna say it's very odd, but it is becoming more and more normal. Wow, climate change really is for real. But I keep telling my husband, I'm like, I did not move to Vegas for the humidity. Like, one of the best things about Las Vegas is that it's very, very arid. you know, once you get used to it, of course, your skin's a little bit dry and all that kind of stuff, but it is great. Humidity to me is just very, very uncomfortable. It almost doesn't matter what the temperature is. I just always feel just kind of like hot and sticky and ugh, when it's humid out. So I'm very upset that it's been humid here in Vegas, and it's also brought the grasshoppers up here. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Vegas occasionally will have like a grasshopper infestation. I can't think of a better word, but I think they come up from, I keep hearing Arizona. Arizona is like a little bit more humid than our area. And so these grasshoppers will migrate like kind of following the wetness. And so the wetter the Vegas area is, the more grasshoppers will come up. So anyway, I've gotten used to it at this point, but I remember years ago, I think it was maybe the first or second year we moved here, there was a huge grasshopper infestation where like, it seemed like an apocalyptic sign, basically. That's how many grasshoppers there were. Just, you know, parking lots would be like covered with them. You would see them flying around, because they fly around like the big, like lights at gas stations and along highways. Like you would see them swarming. Oh my, it was disturbing, really, really disturbing. And it lasted for like a week, I want to say, a week or 2 weeks, but it was super crazy. Anyway, we're getting close to that level this year. And it's strange because I feel like it's a little bit late in the season for that, but because it's so, I don't know, the weather pattern is so bizarre now, it's hard to predict anything, but we're having some of those issues. I was just in a parking lot yesterday when I went to Pilates. So I'm walking through the parking lot, like basically like one eye open, just trying to get through these grasshoppers. And, you know, you invariably will step on some, which is so, I feel so, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like running through the parking lot screaming, I'm sorry. And they're like hitting me in the face because they'll fly up, hitting me in the face, you know, just hitting, I'm kicking them. I feel them like just bouncing off of my body. I really have to like go within. I like sit in the car for a little while and I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. So anyway, that's going on in Vegas. So I am hoping that it will dry out just because it's more normal for it to dry out. Even though everyone was like, well, we could use the water. I'm like, yes, but this isn't normal. So I feel like this is becoming a normal thing in my vlog, these like morning rambles. So let me get going. I think our AV guys are coming. What time is it? They should be here in about 15 minutes. I'll be back in a bit. So our new access points are getting installed. So that round thing that's sticking to the solid white thing, that's the new one. The old ones were square. And there is the other one that we have downstairs. So this one is closer to my office. The other one is actually by the kitchen and the TV room. So our AV guys just left. They put in the new access points. Everything seems to be working fine. Upload speed seems speedier. So I'm really hoping that alleviates the internet problems I've been having. And now Restoration Hardware is here with my new couch and chairs. So excited. I'm gonna set you guys up somewhere so you can see the pieces get moved in. Okay guys, the furniture is in. I am loving it. I'm so glad I went with the color that I got. As you guys could tell as they were bringing it in, I did end up getting the camel color. Actually, let me bring out the swatches and refresh our memories what the options were. Okay, so this is the one that I went with. So this is the merino wool velvet in the shade camel. And these were all of the kind of safer options. You know, creams, like soft wheat colors or whatever. I just wanted to do something different. So this was the other one that was in contention. This has a little bit more olive in there. Yeah, I think you can see it when I lift it up like that. It has a little bit more olive. And then this lustrous velvet is, I don't know if you can see, it just has a little bit more of a sheen to it. And I think, you know, with either velvet, there's gonna be like a direction of the fabric. So you do have to kind of brush it all to kind of keep it looking pristine, you know, like brush it in one direction. But this one was a little bit higher maintenance in that regard. I mean, you can see it even on the swatch, like how the fabric just kind of looks messed up a little bit. So it would be a little bit higher maintenance in that regard. However, I think this one was a little bit easier to clean. So they had pros and cons. And this color is burnt caramel. And yeah, I think my ideal would have been this, but in this material, because I really like wool, as you guys know. And then there was this option. This was kind of an outlier, but this just really dark chocolate color, but it's actually not even chocolate. It's cooler than that. There's a lot of gray in this dark brown color. But I thought, you know what? It's just a little bit too heavy, a little bit too dark, even though it's really beautiful. So yeah, these were the two that were really in contention. And just going through all of the comments from that video, it felt like it was like half and half. Like half of you like this and half of you like this. But anyway, I went with this one. I just liked how, I don't know, I just love camel. I love how warm it is. I do like how warm and, you know, how it's darker than what I would kind of normally go for, but it's still light enough and it looks like bright in this room. So yeah, I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy. They're really comfortable. The depth of the seating is really nice. They're not too deep. I always thought I would want really deep seating. That always seems so luxurious to me, but it's actually very uncomfortable unless you're tall. It's really meant for tall people, and I'm not. So this just has like a nice depth to it. And just to show you, because this is velvet with like the packing and everything, the fabric has to relax a little bit. But I did show the gentleman this particular mark because I was like, I don't know if this is gonna come out, because he's like, you know, let it rest or whatever, and then if you're still unhappy with it, get in touch with Restoration Hardware, obviously. But he did make note of this particular mark. This is the only one that I was a little bit worried about. Everything else, yeah, just look like little marks from like packing or whatever. And because this is velvet, it kind of picks up a lot of lint, but just like little pieces of fabric, because it's kind of like Velcro. Probably not the most practical, but I just think it's so beautiful. So since we're not using this room that much, who knows, maybe we'll use it more now. But since we don't historically use this room very much, I definitely went with fabric choices, or the fabric choice that was probably not the most practical. I don't think velvet is very easy to take care of, and wool definitely is not as easy to take care of as like one of the performance, like a performance fabric where they wear really well and they're easily like cleaned. This velvet definitely is not that. So it's definitely kind of a splurge in that regard. But don't mind me, I'm just gonna be sitting here, swiveling in the chair like a child. Good morning. I am just out of the shower and getting dressed, and I can't stop sweating. I went to a stride class this morning. It was the ultra class, which means it's 75 minutes long, and it was a combo, which means we were on the treadmill and on the floor doing some weight work. And I'm like, I can't stop sweating. I cannot stop sweating. I think I burned almost 800 calories because 75 minutes is a long time. It's a long time. I always look at it and I'm like, oh, it's just, you know, usually it's like 60, 55 or 60. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's just another few minutes. Oh my God. It's brutal. Anyway, I'm glad I have that over with. And I got some new makeup in. So I wanted to go down and put some on, play around with some of it, and then actually come back up and film like a proper video. I'm still enjoying my new furniture. Let's give you a bird's eye view of it. So the 2 chairs and the couch. I'm sitting here deciding what shape coffee table to use. That's my little cheesy little, what do they call it? Memory foam bear rugs. That's for Butters to lay on in front of the fireplace. But I originally wanted like a square or a round coffee table. And then when they put the furniture in, I thought, nope, I think rectangle would be better. But now that I'm looking at it from up here, I do think a square one would be better. I don't know. I also was thinking maybe I want to put ottomans or an ottoman so that someone at least could put their feet up, but I don't know. I think that's just too much furniture in this space. Space really isn't that big. The room, I don't know, I always thought was bigger, I think because of the super high ceilings, but it's really not that large. So anyway, can you guys see like the sweat running down my face? Better stop sweating before I put on this makeup because that never bodes well. But let's dig out this new makeup that I received. Oh, and a new brush. I got the new Sonia G, it's like a gentle buffer brush or something. I got that too. Yeah, we have some fun stuff to play with, so let me dig all this out. All right, so let me show you the new things that have come in that we're gonna play with today. So Jones Road, look at that cute pouch. They sent over their new, I think, gel bronzer? Yeah, gel bronzer in the shades medium and light. I think light is probably what's gonna work for me. And then they also sent over the Everything brush in this cute package. And this is one of those like dense short-haired brushes. So excited to use that. And then Summer Fridays, I actually pulled these out already because I was so, so interested in these shades. They sent over their blush balm sticks and they have a new shade here, which is Dusty Rose. So there's, here, actually, let me show you my swatches. So Dusty Rose is at the top there. And then we have Heat Wave, Pink Skies, and then Warm Desert. So these apparently were existing and this is new. I thought I was up on Summer Friday products. I did not know that they had this blush balm stick. So I feel a little silly because I thought, oh wow, look at this new product. And then I just saw this new next to the Dusty Rose color and I was like, oh, I guess they just have a new shade. I'm embarrassed. Okay, so we'll be playing around with those. Let me actually remove these swatches, but here they are one last time. I'm wearing a cream colored dress, and whenever I do swatches and I wear something light color, well, whenever I'm wearing anything, I get it on my clothes, essentially is what I'm saying. On black clothing, you can't really tell. On a cream dress, you'd definitely be able to tell, so gotta get these off. Okay, and then I also got the tinted lip compounds, I think is what they're called, from U Beauty. So U Beauty, as you guys know, is a skincare brand, and they've had this, what's the actual name? The Plasma Lip Compound, and now they've come out with 3 tinted versions. I'm so excited. So here's the universal, and then they've come out with 3 shades. So we've got Rose, Fawn, and Cassis. So we'll be trying probably at least swatching those. I don't know if I'll try all of them because we also have another lip product here from Hourglass. These are the new shades in the Phantom Volumizing Glossy Balm. And I actually, which one did I put on already? I put on Rise number 100 because I wanted to see if these were the lip products that had like a little bit of mintiness to them. And I think maybe some do, but, or they've changed it because I don't taste, smell, or feel any kind of mintiness. And I could have sworn the original ones that they came out with did have a little mintiness. Will you please let me know if I'm losing my mind down below in the comment section? Because I was like, I thought these were minty. Anyway, I tried this and it's not minty at all. But they sent over that shade and also these 3 shades, which we will swatch and maybe lip swatch. Okay, let's start with the Jones Road Gel Bronzer because I just put on some of the Dr. Jart Premium Beauty Balm and I was about to put some powder on, but I thought, you know what, I'm playing with so many cream products and a gel bronzer, I feel like maybe that would be a bad idea. So let me pull out the light shade. So here's the box packaging. Here is package. Ah, very cool. So it's got a squeezy tip at the top. Let me squeeze some out. Oh, actually, before I do anything, let me shake this up. And then let me squeeze some out here. So there is light. Oh, interesting. It's not right. I thought this was going to be a lot thinner. Hold on. I'm like waiting for it to run down my hand. Oh no. Oh, actually, it feels, well, it's a gel, so it actually doesn't feel that runny at all. Wow. Oh, I love this shade. Can you guys see it? It has a little bit of a peach undertone. I'm dying. That looks so good. And I was expecting this because, as you guys know, I love Bobbi Brown bronzers. The undertones are just right. Like the colors are just right. The formula is great too, but the color is just right. And yeah, and I just knew. I knew that she would come out with great bronzers for Jones Road. Okay, so that is the light shade. Oh, did I show you the top? Here's the squeezy top. That's what it looks like. Let's just pull out medium. You guys know I don't like to swatch shades that I'm probably not going to use because I can't donate it then, but I think I could give this to my assistant. She won't mind if I've just swatched it. So this is the shade medium. Oh, quite a bit darker here. Ooh, but look at that. It has a red undertone. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. I wonder if that'll work for her. I think it may. Anyway, I am going to use the light. I think this is too deep for me. So what I think I'll do is I'll squeeze some onto the back of my hand and then pick it up with the brush. I think that's the best scenario. I was gonna, like, should I squeeze it on my face? No, don't do that. Got the brush here. This is a very dense, stiff brush. So I'm going to, well, I just picked up everything I squeezed out basically. And then I'm gonna pounce it where I would bronze. And I'll just do like this side of my face so we can see if there's like a difference or, you know, what the difference is. Oh, this tone is perfect. Bobbi Brown did it again. And this formula is nice. It's easy to use. It's not as pigmented as it looked, I think, on the back of my hand. Very nice. Let me squeeze out a little bit more. And now that I know for sure I love the tone, I'm gonna use this all over. Let me see if swiping works too. Oh yeah, swiping. I'm just putting it all over my forehead there. A little bit in the freckle zone. A little bit here. So there's with and this side is without. Oh, I think it's great. I think it's great. I think the tone is so perfect. Oh, that's gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna need a little bit more. This could be the perfect summer release. It's a gel, it's a bronzer, it's got the most beautiful tone. I love it. It is perfection. Look at that. Look at that tone. That little peachiness helps so much in giving you like a really just beautiful bronzy color without looking too orangey, too Oompa Loompa-ish. Oh, it's gorgeous. Wow, thank you, Jones Road. That is awesome. This brush is great too. Love it, love it. Okay, so that's the gel bronzer in light. Oh, we have the Summer Fridays blush stick. So I'm gonna use the new shade. I'm assuming that's probably what everyone is most curious about. And I've got the Sonia G Sheer Buffer Brush. And I was reading one of Sonia G's Instagram posts, and she was talking about, you know, like how she likes to use it. And she was using a cream blush in stick form, and she was just swiping the brush over the product and then applying it. So I'm gonna do the same thing because Sonia G is just a genius and I will do anything that she says. So I'm gonna use it the same way. Again, this is Dusty Rose, the new shade from Summer Fridays, and I'm just gonna brush over this and just use like short swipey strokes. This brush is perfect. This brush is perfect. It gives you like a diffused, automatically blended out application. I love it. Everything looks really cloud-like. You know, it's the fact that there's these longer bristles, but then like the bulk of the body of the brush, it's like almost like her, I think it's the Buffer Pro brush. You guys know, the brush I love to use, especially with finishing powder. Anyway, it's like that brush. I think we have a mixture of synthetic and natural hairs in here, but then we've got these longer bristles. These longer bristles is what's giving that like diffused application, that cloud-like application. It's so gorgeous. And I love that she didn't really exaggerate the length of the longer bristles. I've used brushes like this, like the same idea, where there's some longer bristles, some shorter ones. I'm sure we all have. And the longer bristles are like a little bit longer, and I just feel like I have less control. They're more floppy, and I feel like I'm just sort of like swiping this brush all over my face. It's all like loosey-goosey. This still has a lot of control because of how dense the body of the brush is. Oof, it's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Sonia G, you did it again. Another beautiful brush, like the one that we've all been waiting for. And the timing couldn't be more perfect because I feel like I'm constantly using cream products in the summertime. There, that's Dusty Rose. Wow. We are batting 1,000 today, you guys. I'm loving the cheek action that's going on. Okay, the last two products I wanted to play around with are both lip products. So I'm just gonna throw on my Persona Swipe Up Brow Gel in Charcoal. I'm just gonna throw on my Westman Atelier Mink iPod, a great one and done shadow. And I'm using my Iips V33 brush. This is a great synthetic blender brush. And I've got my Westman Atelier what is this name? I Love You eye pencil in brown. Okay, just gonna curl my lashes. And then I was gonna use my Swede mascara, but I have older mascaras that I'm trying to get through. So I should use an older one. So I've got my Lancome Lash Idole Waterproof. Okay, and now onto lips. So let's try these Hourglass Phantom Volumizing Glossy Bombs. Okay, here are the 4 shades. These are like kind of a tinted balm, so I was really trying to get like a heavy swatch so you could see the color. They're also really reflective. Sorry, I'm trying to get like the best angle here. So this one is Rise, this is Sense, this is Desire, and this is Impulse. So I currently have Rise on. Let me actually reapply a little. They're really glossy, really, really glossy, super comfortable. And I'm so happy that I don't detect any mintiness. So happy about that. So there is Rise. I don't know if you'll be able to see that much of a difference between all of these colors, but let's give it a shot. So, sorry, one last time. This one is Rise before I take it off. Here's Sense. This is what Sense looks like. There's Sense, a little bit lighter than Rise. I think I detect mintiness in that one. I think some have mintiness and not all of them. Is that possible? Okay, so I think Sense has a bit of mintiness. Let's try Desire. That's what Desire looks like in the tube. That's what it looks like on. Definitely see a bit more of a rosy pigment there. I think this one's minty too. And then last but not least, here's Impulse. This is the deepest shade down here. There is Impulse. If there is mintiness in this one, it's very light. It's just the 2 in the middle, Sense and Desire. Those 2 had like a mintiness to them. Wouldn't that be strange if it wasn't for all of them? I feel like I'm like losing my mind. Those are the new shades for the Volumizing Glossy Balm. Okay, I'm gonna take this off because we have those U Beauty Plasma Lip Compounds to try. All right, so we're gonna start with Rose. This one, oh, they have like a cooling tip. Ooh, nice. Let's do a swatch of this. Oh, they're like a jelly. Ah, love that. There is Rose. Ah, I love how cooling this is. I could do this all day. These have a little bit of a little bit of a denser feel than the Hourglass. I like these. Okay, so that is Rose. And then next we have Fawn. Ooh, I like this shade. So there is Fawn. There is Fawn. I'm in love with this color and this formula. Oh my God. This feels so good. I feel like as I'm going through these U Beauty swatches, my lips are getting like smoother and smoother, which is very rare, especially when you're lip swatching. Do you see that? Like I feel like my lips are smoothing out, like they're filling in. Okay, and the last one is Cassis. This one is what you would expect, like a deeper berry color. There is Cassis, like wine-stained lips. So pretty. Guys, I'm in love with these plasma lip compounds. I really feel like I see my lips like filling in, plumping as I'm wearing these. All right, wow, that was amazing. I think very rarely do I end up doing a trying new makeup video where I end up with like one of my favorite looks. And this is like one of my favorite looks right now. I just love it.